Hey there everyone, it's Arif Bacchus here from On Microsoft, and today we will be unboxing the brand new Surface Pro X. Now let's go ahead and dive right in. So as I cut the corners on the box here, I want to mention that this is a device that I've been quite excited for. This Surface Pro X right here marks the first time that the Surface Pro lineup has seen a major redesign. That includes some slim bezels, a new Surface Slim Pen, slightly redesigned type cover, as well as a custom designed Microsoft SQ1 processor powering it on the inside instead of an Intel processor. We'll be diving a bit deeper into all of that in our full review, but this is just a quick impressions on the base model with 8GB of RAM and 128GB SSD. Anyway, as I open up the box right here, you'll see that it's just like any standard Microsoft packaging. There's the Surface Pro X on top. As I lift it up, I really feel how thin this thing really is. So we'll just put it to the side for now. Inside the box is a boring instruction manual and a SIM card ejector. This is an always connected PC, so it has a Snapdragon X24 LTE modem inside. But moving along, there's a power cord up here on the top. This is actually the standard Surface Connect power cord and not USB-C, though you can still charge this with USB-C if you want. Now going back to the Surface Pro X, let me pull the plastic off it here. Just holding it in my hand, I see how slim the device really is. It's really well balanced and I love its round corners. There is all USB-C connectivity and no headphone jack. If I grab my iPad Air 3 here, you'll see that it's fairly similar in design to a modern iPad, with thin bezels on the sides but some thick bezels on the top for the Windows Hello webcam. Grabbing my Surface Pro 5 now, for comparison, you can really see the difference here. These slim bezels make a big difference. It's not as ugly anymore, or it's not as thick anymore, and it's almost edge to edge, keen to the Dell XPS 13. I'll turn it on now and leave it here to the side for a bit while I turn my attention to the type cover and the pen. Now, I purchased the type cover with the Slim Pen bundle. It's available for $270, but you can also buy both separately for $145 or $140. There's a more traditional version of the keyboard without the pen housing if you want it. All the links will be in the description. You'll see that the pen is already housed in the keyboard, just like the way Microsoft marketed it. Anyway, let me put the keyboard on the Surface Pro X now. It'll connect just like your ordinary type cover, but it's important to note that this won't work with other Surface devices due to its proprietary connector. The pen though will work with any other Surface device if you buy it separately. It'll come with its own charging cradle. So pulling back up the Surface Pro X, it's going to ask me to set it up here. Let me skip through this so you don't have to watch it all. I'll just sign in and set the device up and I'll be right back. So okay, here we go. We have the Surface Pro X in all of its glory. Now you can really see how thin the bezels are. It's edge to edge, especially with this default wallpaper. It's just so damn beautiful. The kickstand is also the same as the other Surface devices, and it'll prop out and you can use it to rest it in your laps or on a desk. And I can also prop off the keyboard and hold the Surface Pro X as a tablet. I heard that this keyboard is a little finicky, and I know Tom Warren from The Verge said it might cover up the taskbar on the screen when you use it. I haven't noticed that so far, but overall it's relatively the same as another type cover that you get with the Surface Pro 5 or like the other Surface devices. Now, I'll also show you this pen here, which is a bit more ergonomic than the regular Surface pen. It's a bit more flat and the tip seems to be harder than before. It's also rechargeable with that cradle. Here's a little comparison with the other Surface pens. So as you noticed, if I pull it out of the housing, a little pop-up will show up on the screen for inking and so on. That's nice to have. It makes inking easy. But if you put it in the wrong direction, it'll cause the pen to flip over. It's a nice little trick. To end here, I just want to show you the SSD on the back. It's behind here and you prop it off with this SIM tool. This is supposed to be user replaceable, but Microsoft recommends you to do it through authorized retailers only. Now there's also been a lot of talk about the SQ1 processor inside this Surface Pro X. Due to limitations of Windows 10 on ARM, it's limited to running 32-bit apps only through emulation. Some accessories such as like 3D printers or stuff might not also work with it, so you might want to be careful if you're buying this. Just check for your compatibility first. 64-bit apps also won't work. This has been a bit controversial, and it's something that we plan to look into later when we do our full review. But for the last couple days, the last few hours or so, web browsing and what I've used it for seems to be just fine. Again, we've got a full review planned soon, so be sure to keep it locked to On Microsoft for all your Surface Pro X content and all your Microsoft news and information.